you really need to take a close listen to two masters at work. Nas and DJ Premier just put out the rap album of the year. Period. All right? Straight up though, Clips did an incredible job. Mobb Deep, incredible. We had some incredible albums, but it's wild to think that it was Nas who, might I say, maybe I'm getting old, but it feels like almost 20 years ago. Was it 20 years ago? My goodness gracious. He said hip hop is DEAD, but no, motherfuckers. Hip hop is alive and well. And DJ Premier and Nas have absolutely knocked light years out of the park. I repeat, if you are a music producer, if you know anything about boom bap and hip hop and appreciation for that sound, you need to go listen to Light Years right now. Literally pause it right here and go listen to Light Years by Nas and DJ Premier ahora. Okay? Ahora. It is absolutely loco. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start from the top. Spoiler alert. The thing opens up, and I'm sitting here like, wow, this is interesting. This sounds like something I would do on the MPC. This kind of sounds like a keyboard part I would play on my Yamaha. But no, this is DJ Premier, a mastermind at work. And when I say I thought the album kind of started off slightly underwhelming, it gets better and better and better and better every song. And Nas, a master, if I may repeat myself, a master wordsmith, a master poet, a master of flow. Like the flows that Nas is riding on, he hasn't been on these type of flows since, I want to say, Illmatic, if I may say so myself. Maybe it was written even. If you call yourself a hip-hop music producer, and if you find yourself using the Akai Professional MPC and you don't know anything about Nas, son, go listen to Nas. Go listen to Nas. When I have a son in this world, I'm going to sit my son down. And my son is going to listen to Illmatic, because it was Illmatic that really taught me the true, cool, stylistic flows of the gangsta East Coast mentality. New York State of Mind, Part 2. Might I say, that beat was a little bit underwhelming for me. You're going to use Billy Joel. You're going to sample Billy Joel, New York State of Mind. I think that beat, I don't know. I think the switch up to that one was kind of abrupt. And I thought that maybe, it could have been used in a more complimentary kind of way. That's just how I feel. That's just my opinion in terms of that music production on that song. But like I said, the album gets better and better. And by the time we get to that Steve Miller Band sample, my goodness gracious, go listen to what DJ Premier did with Steve Miller Band. Ooh, I believe that is, I don't even remember what the title of that song is, but you'll see they credited Steve Miller Band as an additional artist on that album. And what other song? We got AZ is the only true feature, and that throws me back to Illmatic all the way. It's just that it's like it's literally Nas credits it. It's like one hand on the wheel driving music. Like you're in the truck and it's tinted out and you wrote. It's that kind of feeling. And no album has had this feeling in such a long time. Usually when artists, legends go back and they dip back into that old sauce that kind of made them classic, that made them who they are. Usually when that happens, sometimes it can be very corny. Sometimes, but Nas delivered. Man, there's one song on there, I think he's using AI to alter his vocals to sound as if he was the 17-year-old MC that he was all acclaimed to be, critically acclaimed, speaking. Illmatic, ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest albums of all time. This album, Light Years, was so fire. I wanted to purchase the vinyl. I went to buy the vinyl, and I was on like maybe track 12. I wasn't even finished with the album. I was like, oh, I'm buying this vinyl right now. And then something in my heart was like, stop. Make sure that you hear the whole album before you purchase this album. And I continued to listen, and I was humbly surprised. It just kept getting better. I promise you, I'm not going to rant too much longer on this, but if I had to say it. I had to say it. I'm an MPC music producer. This is what I do. Boom bap is that's how I started this, you know? Like I said, the album literally starts, it sounded like me. It was relatable, that keyboard part, I mean. Of course, I can never scratch like DJ Premier, which, the scratching on this album and the way he's using it for the hook is crazy. I'm telling you, these cats, man, one time I was backstage and I was at Madison Square Garden. I just finished a performance, and DJ Premier came backstage and he gave me a really nice compliment. And it's crazy to think that I've met that individual. I've also met Nas. I met Nas a long time ago and in Arizona. Before I was snapping pictures of Damian Marley, I was trying to get my mixtape to Nas. And I left the Rialto Theater early to get this to Nas. Just I'm thinking that it would change my life, thinking that he would listen to it and I would forever be safe. But no, I was not the MC I needed to be in that moment to hand. You're handing an album to Nas. You better go crazy, because just listen to the flows on this album. Just listen to the way Nas goes in on this album, the way DJ Premier goes in on this album. Third childhood, another play on words reaching back to second childhood. What seems like it might be stale is still very fresh and very current and puts any rapper in this day and age to shame. Ladies and gentlemen, Light Years is the hip-hop album of the year. Thank you, Nas and DJ Premier. I can't wait to ride around in my car and listen to this album. Look at that dust flying in this room. Wow, that album is incredible. Just trust me on that. And I'm inspired. I'm going to be on my boom bap tip right now. I'm on it. I'm going in. Not to say that the MPC X can only be used for boom bap music. It's not only hip hop. Of course, you know, there's a lot of house and techno and electronic dance music, pop, R&B. If you guys know me and you know my discography, you should know by now that I am not just a hip hop artist, and I don't look at this MPC as a hip hop machine solely. It's just the centerpiece of my room. Listen to Light Years and thank me later. And then come back in here and let me know in the comments what your favorite song is. Whew, it's so good.